Welcome. This is Trey Morgan, and on behalf of myself and Andres Zamriver, we want to present to you your first Twitter commission in the next 24 hours. All right, so let's get right into this. Here is how you will make your first Twitter commission. We will be using twitter.com and clickbank.com to promote high converting affiliate offers. Clickbank.com allows anyone to join and promote awesome products in a variety of profitable niches. We'll be providing valuable content to targeted users on Twitter, and at the same time, we will mix in some affiliate promotions. This works in almost any niche, and it is fast and easy to set the system up. All right, so here's what you will need. You're going to need at least an hour to get the system set up and 2 to 4 hours per week to maintain and scale the system up. All right, you're going to need a Twitter account. You're going to need a ClickBank account. You're going to need a Social Oomph account. You're going to need a DLVR.IT account. Okay, so let's go into step one. Step one is niche selection. We want to go for big money niches such as make money online, self-help, weight loss, or dating. These are some of the main niches that we know and have been proven to be profitable. So typically you want to go in these niches, especially since there's going to be a lot of traffic. There's a lot of people who are dealing or have problems within these niches. All right, we want to stay away from small niches because there won't be as much traffic. All right, so you have some very intriguing, specific, small niches that can be profitable. But when we're talking about Twitter and the system that we're going to be using, we want to go after lots of traffic. All right, so we don't want to mess around with small niches. We want to choose one niche for now, but you'll be able to pursue other niches in the future to scale your income. All right, so we're going to start with one niche. All right, so don't spend too much time trying to choose a niche. Just choose one. Make money online, self-help, weight loss, dating. Just choose one. And then we're going to pursue other niches in the future. All right, that's how we're going to scale. All right, step two is to set up your Twitter account. Okay, so let's go back. So we want to choose a niche, a profitable niche, a big niche, right? So one of the ways how I find niches is I go to clickbank.com. So let's go real quick. All right, so this is clickbank.com, right? And this is the home page. We want to go to affiliate marketplace. And this is where you can find niches very quickly, right? So it's very straightforward. You can see some of the big ones here: self-help, software and services, spirituality, sports, travel, reference, politics, parenting, and then you can go a little more specific. We don't want to get too specific, but for example, let's look at self-help. If we were going specific, we could, go into time management, success, self-esteem, motivational, dating. All right. So, but we want to go into niches that we know have been proven and profitable. So we want to stay within the big niches that I mentioned before: dating, self-help, make money online, weight loss. So let's look at health and fitness. So that would be another one, but you want to choose one. All right. So go with a big one. Weight loss is always going to be big. Diets and weight loss, exercise and fitness is great. These kind of work together. All right, so you want to choose a niche. All right, so if you're having problems with that, you can come here to ClickBank, but don't waste too much time on this. Maybe 15 to 30 minutes at the most choosing a niche, because like I said, we're going to be going into various niches. All right. All right, so the next step is to set up a Twitter account. Okay, this is pretty straightforward as well. You just go to twitter.com, sign up, create an account relevant to your niche. So I'll recommend you look at other Twitter accounts just to see what a typical Twitter account should look like, a Twitter profile should look like. You want to have a relevant username. So whatever your niche is, if you're in the weight loss niche, you want to have a username, weight loss king or weight loss queen or weight loss tips for success or whatever. Something within the weight loss, something within the weight loss, niche, and something that resonates with people who would be interested in weight loss, right? So if I'm going into the weight loss niche, I'm not going to have a name like basketball basketball dunker or something like that. It doesn't really resonate too much. All right, just to give you an idea, and if you're going into a niche, look at other profiles within that niche, right? Go on Twitter, search for the keyword for your niche. So if it's weight loss, search for weight loss on twitter.com. And look at some of these other usernames and, see what usernames people are using, stuff like that, to get some ideas, some inspiration. Bio description, images, etc. Straightforward, right? Your bio should say, hey, this is, a profile. We're going to give you weight loss advice, tips, strategies to lose weight, depending on what your niche is. So, something along those lines. Images that resonate with your niche. So, go to google.com, search your keyword, go to the images section. Let me just give you an example of that real quick. So we go to google.com and let's say we're in the weight loss niche. We type in weight loss and we go to images and go to, is it more or is it tools? You go to tools, go to usage rights, label for reuse, and then any of these images you can use for your page, right? So let me see, maybe something like this. This is pretty cool. That specifically targets women. So maybe we want to get something. Let's see. This is pretty cool. Yeah, so I mean, any image will do. Maybe there's something like this might work as your main image. But you want to have a main image that's, relevant, obviously. If it captures the eye, even better. I don't know. Maybe this would be something that would be a good image. Depending on the niche. So if you were going into like muscle building niche, and this is one with a woman. So yeah, just find something. Don't spend too much time with this either. All right, let's go back. Alrighty. Don't spend a lot of time on this. Just keep it simple and straightforward. All right. Already said that. So, the one thing about this in any system is that speed is key, right? Money loves speed, right? So we want to get things done quickly. Don't try to be a perfectionist. Just get this baby going, right? So that's a key. Money loves speed, right? Step 3, setting up ClickBank account and finding an offer to promote. So obviously we want to make money here. So what we're going to do is we're going to promote an offer as an affiliate using the ClickBank platform. All right. So you go to clickbank.com, sign up as an affiliate. So it's pretty straightforward. Let's go to ClickBank and create an account, right? And go ahead and create an account, right? And once you sign up, go to ClickBank Marketplace, choose one of the categories. All right. So depending on what the niche you chose, go back into that category. Within that chosen category, look at the products based on gravity and make sure you choose one with the gravity of 10 and 85, from 10 to 85. We want to promote something that has been sold but isn't being sold by too many people. Okay. So if we go here, we go to ClickBank and we go here and we go to let's go to self-help and we go to dating, and then we sort results by gravity. We can see the gravity, right? Um, so I told you 10 to 85. So let's go for like the middle ground, right? So the middle ground would be, if we're talking about 10 to 85, was that correct? Yeah, 10 to 85. So the middle ground would be somewhere in the 30s. 30s and 40s is good. If we're talking about gravity. So this one's 30.998. All right. You can even go as low as 10, like I said, 10 as the lowest. As long as it has 10. Now, there's other factors we want to look at. So, make sure that you'll make at least $20 a sale, and check out the sales page to make sure it's clean and compelling. Once you have a winner, click the promote button and grab your affiliate link. So not only do we want to make sure the gravity is somewhere 10 to 85, the gravity basically lets you know how many people are successfully selling the product. So the higher the number, the more people selling the product. We don't want to have too much competition, so that's why we're not going for the highest gravity necessarily. We want to go in the middle ground, closer to the lower end, if anything. And we want to make at least $20 a sale. We want to make sure the sales page is clean. So you can see most of these offers we're going to make, on average, at least $20 per sale. I don't see anything lower than that right now. Really, it's the initial sale that you want to pay attention to. So like right here, initial sales. So that's what you're typically going to make. And then, if they have rebills and upsells, then you can make somewhere around there or whatever. So let's just check out this sales page. Okay, so this is a sales video, and that product is about wrap him around your finger. So I'm assuming, that product is about, helping women, basically, get their man to stick around or to fall in love with them or whatever, whatever the case may be. So you want to actually watch the sales video to get a better understanding of it. I think that's, important to know whether the actual sales page is compelling, whether it's going to get people's attention, whether it's, powerful enough to make this worth your while. You don't want to have a bland, promote something that has a bland sales page, because, you want the sales page to do the selling. Right. So one thing with ClickBank, which is good, is that if you see a product that has a decent gravity, it probably means that the sales page converts pretty well. People aren't going to promote something that doesn't convert. So basically, when I say convert, that doesn't turn into sales. Basically, if you send targeted traffic to it, you want sales. So if you see a gravity of 10 or higher, probably means people are satisfied with the conversion of the sales page, and it's a good indicator that it's something you may want to promote. But you want to actually look at the sales page for yourself, right? Is this something, ask yourself, is this something that would make me want to buy? Would I want to buy this, right? Here's a product I actually know about. Collection of confidence. So if you're in the dating niche,
Neil Strauss, the best-selling author of the game,
okay. Yeah, if you're in the dating niche, or if you decide to go in a dating niche for men, this would actually be a good product to promote. And the gravity's 13.3. This product is about building confidence. So this is actually a quality product. That's another thing. Like, if the product seems like just like crap, I would. This is me kind of just like giving my opinion, but it is what it is. I wouldn't promote any crappy products because think about it. You may get refunds, and that you don't want to get refunds. This is the worst feeling ever, to finally get a commission and then a couple days later the person refunds, right? So that's the worst feeling ever. So make sure go through the sales page if possible. Email the vendor, see if you can get a that's kind of taking things to the next level. But sometimes I'll even email the vendor and ask for a review copy, or I may buy the product myself, see if it's quality, because I don't want to get refunds. I don't want to promote something and people are unhappy with it. So look at the sales page, make sure it's not too hypey, not doesn't come off as just a complete garbage, and make sure it's paying you at least $20 per sale. And then you just hit the promote button and put your account nickname in, and they'll give you a affiliate link, and you just copy and save that affiliate link to a notepad. All right, let's go back. All right, boom. So that was step 3. Let's look at step 4 now. Sign up for dlvr.it and basically create an account. All right, so dlvr.it is basically it allows you to share RSS feeds on your social media profile. So this allows you to present value to your followers automatically. All right, this is pretty powerful because it allows you to give value to people without having to create manual content. Okay. So like I said, it allows you to post blog RSS feeds to your social networking accounts such as Twitter the second they are posted on the blog. So this is going to be updated frequently, right? The minute someone posts something to their blog, it will update on your social feed. So this is very it's going to keep your account relevant, right? We'll use this tool so that we can provide Twitter users with valuable content instead of solely pitching offers to them all the time. All right, so let's just go back on that. So the idea here is we're going to be promoting an offer, but we want to be providing more value than pitches, right? We don't want to be providing a ton of we don't want to provide like one article or whatever in every blue moon and then just pitch them, because obviously they're going to see that as spam. We're going to get our accounts banned, right? So we want to provide value. So this is how we're going to do it, right? So this is pretty simple. Just go to dlvr.it, make an account. Pretty straightforward. Step 5, we want to search for related blogs in your niche. Okay, so we want to make a list of some blogs in your niche that post high quality content on a regular basis. So you can simply go to Google, type in your niche plus the word blog. So weight loss blog, or dating blog, or self-improvement blog, make money online blog. Check to see if the blog has an RSS feed. If you see an orange and white icon like the one below, then click it and you'll be sent to another page. Copy the URL of that page and save it to a notepad file, and repeat this until you have at least 5 RSS feeds from 5 blogs. Okay, so let's give an example. Dating blog. Okay. Let's see. All right, so this is a dating blog, and want to see if she has an RSS feed. Let's see here. Share this. No, I want to see if there's an RSS feed. I hope I'm not overlooking it. Let's see. Okay. Let's try a different one. All right, so this one has an RSS feed. Okay. Okay. So you just copy and paste. Right, you copy and paste this link. And then what we want to do, we want to save it to a notepad file. We want to repeat this 5 times. All right, so basically I open up a notepad file and and I copy and paste the RSS feed link, okay, because we're going to need that later. So I do this 5 times within the niche, right? So, I'd get 1 from there and I'd get 4 more and I'd save them to a notepad file, okay? All right, once that's done, move on to step 6. We want to add that RSS feed to dlvr.it. Let's see here, dlvr.it. So we want to add that those RSS feeds here. It's pretty straightforward. You click on automate on the top left. So actually, I want to show you how this would be done. All right, so quickly, let's just run through this. So you'd click on automate on the top left, then enter the URL of the RSS feed in the search bar under where it says find a feed. Then click the green plus sign, then give the feed a name, choose the share immediately option, and choose post the most recent item now option. Then hit the next connect socials button on the bottom right corner of the page. All right, then connect your Twitter account, follow the steps to integrate the accounts together, and repeat the process with the other 4 RSS feeds. Okay, so real quickly, let's run through that. So here's a new account I just made for this example. And basically, let's just paste in the URL from the blog we saw earlier. That's it. So you add it, share immediately. Post the most recent item now, post a new item, it's a most recent item now. Next, connect socials, and then you connect your social account. So this particular case, we connect Twitter. I'm not going to do that right now, but basically you would hit that button, put your Twitter in, and then it'll connect. All right, and then you'll actually have that RSS feed connected to your Twitter your RSS feed connected to your Twitter account. So actually update your Twitter account. All right. So this is powerful in the fact that it will be automated. So it automatically update your account. And the great thing about this, maybe you're using Facebook or something else. You can use it for Facebook, Pinterest, Google Plus. This is LinkedIn, Tumblr. Okay. So pretty awesome tool, just in general. All right, so that's that for step 6. Okay, we're gonna end this video here. All right, and then I'll see you in part 2, video 2, and we'll get into step 7. All right.